The following video is brought to you by the Space Coast Association of Realtors.
We're going to be talking a bit about the CMA functions that are in Innovia. We're going to start with the quick CMAs. And so we'll log into Innovia here. And the quick CMAs are actually done within the search function, whereas what we're going to talk about later is the comprehensive CMA, which has its own program. So we'll get the computer started up here, and you would go in under search, choose your property type. We're going to go with residential for our example. And let's say we're going to look for some solds. We're going to look for residential, single family. And let's say with a sold price of $400,000 or less. That closed in, say, the last 6 months. And the way you can input the close date is you can actually put in the date. So you could go back 6 months. So we go back to, say, 09/01/2012. Hit the tab and put in today's date, 03/12/2012. Okay, so you can actually type in the dates. You can click on the little calendars and hit the back button. Put them in that way. Or there's a nice little shortcut that you can do. Whenever you're putting in dates into Innovia, you can do the T minus. So T minus 180 would be today back 180 days. So that would give you 6 months. If you needed to make adjustment, you could change it to T minus 365, T minus 90, whatever you want. So let's say we're looking for comparables to a canal front home in Cocoa Beach. So we'll find the area, which is Cocoa Beach. And we'll go down here to waterfront, canal. If the subject property had a pool, we could click on yes for pool. We could put in some other additional information like year built. So we could say year built 19. I'm just going to do an example here to today. And you could put in square footage. And bedrooms. So you could say 3 or more bedrooms, 2 or more baths. And depending on how detailed you want to get, you can always go into the coded features. And within coded features, you can add things like garage, property dwelling type, like 1-story, 2-story, etc. Any of the features that the canal front home might have that would add value to it, you might want to check on those: boat ramp, bulkheaded seawall, any of those type things. And so you can always use your coded features to zero in on the best comps for your subject property. Just remember that the more coded features that you enter, the less likely you're going to get matches. So you can always back out those features if the results are not exactly what you want. So we think we've got everything in here that we need. We're going to go over and hit the search button. And it found 5 matching properties. Okay, that's good. So we'll hit printer friendly. And the one example of a quick CMA that we're going to show you only allows 3 comparables. So that's where we have to go through here and click on the 3 that match. So let's just say that our subject property was in Yacht Haven, so we'll choose those 3. And then we go over to use checked. And within the use checked, you may have seen this before, is a little button for CMA. Click on that CMA button, click on show selection. And then you'll type in some information about the subject property, like the subject property's address, who your customer is, how many bedrooms the subject property has, how many baths the subject property has, how many half baths, square footage of the subject property, and the year built. Once that information is entered, click Submit, and it brings up your one single page for the quick CMA. Nice one-page printable CMA. You can go down here and make your own adjustments. In today's market, appreciation might not be at 0.05 per month, so we might just put in 0 there, not show any appreciation. Our subject property has 3 bedrooms. The comparables have 5, 4, and 5. So it does an adjustment based on the default of $1,200. So if that is not a value that you think is correct, you can always adjust it to what the price per bedroom might be for that particular area. All the properties have 2 bedrooms, so there's no adjustment there. Half baths, there was 1 adjustment. And then the square footage is adjusted based on a price per square footage of $20. You might think that needs to be adjusted, maybe change it to 35, and that would make the adjustments. You can add miscellaneous features down here at the bottom, such as pool. So if you had pool and the subject property did not have a pool, or not the subject property, one of the comparables did not have a pool, you can make adjustment for that. If the other one did have a pool, add in the adjustment for that. And it'll come up with an average price based on your 3 comparables. And you can email that or just click on the print button to do your one-page quick CMA. Let's hit the back button. Let's say we wanted to use all 5 of these comparables. So we would check all 5 of them. We would go to Use Checked. And whereas the CMA only allows 3, we can do as many as we want under the horizontal CMA. So you click on horizontal. You click on Show Selection. Again, type in the subject property info. And you click Submit, and that'll create a horizontal CMA. You can make your adjustments up at the top like we did before, getting rid of appreciation as the default, changing the value of the bedrooms, making any other adjustments that you feel are necessary. We changed the square footage before, price per square footage, and it makes the adjustments for each 5 of our properties, our comparables, comes up with your adjusted value, which is the average price of the 5 comparables with the adjustments. And then again, you can print or email that particular quick CMA. So basically just 1 or 2 page CMAs, either through the CMA function or the horizontal CMA. So very quick and easy type of CMAs that you can do. Okay, well that'll do it for the quick CMAs that you find in Innovia. Again, they're under the Use Check button. We're going to be talking here in a next session about the comprehensive CMA. And to give you an idea what that is, that's a full report. So that starts out, you do your comparables, you have a cover sheet, cover letter, you have graphs, you have a map page. We have things that we add in there such as your testimonials, your marketing plan, and your resume.